I immediately canceled my birthday party when an anonymous video confirmed my worst suspicion. My friends had been planning to humiliate me in front of everyone. My heart raced, my hands shook, and I felt that cold, sinking betrayal you never forget. Before I tell you what happened next, hit that like button and subscribe. You don't want to miss the insane twist coming up. For weeks, I had ignored the whispers, the fake smiles, and the subtle digs, thinking maybe I was imagining things. But the video left no doubt. My so-called best friend, Megan, was behind it, plotting to turn my birthday into a public nightmare. She wanted everyone to see me as the joke I was supposed to be. My stomach churned. I couldn't believe someone I trusted so deeply could be so cruel. I stared at the screen, trying to process the betrayal, when an idea sparked. I realized that for years I had been underestimated, mocked, and treated like I was invisible. Everyone thought I was the quiet, naive girl who would never amount to anything. But they had no idea what I had been building quietly, what I already owned, what I had already achieved. The thought of walking into that party, surrounded by people who wanted to see me humiliated, made my blood boil. Yet a small, wicked part of me smiled at the thought of turning the tables. I could either run away, or I could show them exactly who Chloe had become without them even noticing. And believe me, they wouldn't forget it. Just as I was planning my next move, my phone buzzed again. Another anonymous message popped up, a picture of the guest list with names circled in red. I realized it wasn't just Megan, it was the whole group. And at that moment, I knew I had to act fast, because if I didn't, this birthday would be the last time they ever underestimated me. I decided not to cancel everything, just the part where they thought they could embarrass me. Instead, I pretended to be calm, even cheerful, while secretly planning something they'd never see coming. For years, they had laughed at my boring life, but what they didn't know was I had been building my own empire, quietly, one small victory at a time. That night, I walked into my apartment, shut the door, and pulled out the files I had been keeping hidden from everyone. Contracts, bank statements, legal papers, all proof that Chloe wasn't the girl they thought she was. Every mocking comment, every sideways glance, every tiny betrayal had fueled me, and now I had the power to flip the script completely. I started drafting a plan. I knew Megan and the others would be watching my social media, expecting the usual birthday selfie with a smile, but instead I posted a cryptic message. Some surprises are better seen in person. Immediately, their comments started pouring in, confused, teasing, and a little worried. I smiled. Curiosity had them hooked, just like I wanted. The next day, I got an unexpected call. It was from my boss, someone who had once tried to fire me just to make way for Megan's cousin. But this time, he sounded nervous, almost panicked. "Chloe, we need to talk. It's urgent." My pulse quickened. Everything I had quietly built, my software company, the patents, the investments, was about to intersect with my personal revenge in a way I hadn't imagined yet. Before I could even ask why, another message appeared on my phone. This time, it was a video link labeled, "You Can't Hide Forever." My hands froze. For the first time, I felt a flicker of fear, but also excitement. Whoever sent this wanted me to act fast, but I wasn't the scared Chloe from their birthday years ago. I was ready to strike back. And what they didn't know was that the real surprise wasn't going to hurt me. It was going to destroy them. A night before the birthday, I couldn't sleep. Every detail had to be perfect. I knew they expected me to be the same, quiet, harmless Chloe, the girl they could joke about. But this time, I had a secret weapon, something no one had ever seen coming. My heart raced as I imagined their faces when it finally all came out. Early the next morning, I got a text from Megan. "Chloe, are you sure you're coming tonight? Don't make it awkward." I chuckled. She had no idea what she was walking into. I replied simply, "Wouldn't miss it for the world." Inside, I was trembling, not with fear, but with excitement. Years of being underestimated, laughed at, and ignored were about to pay off in the most satisfying way. By evening, the house was buzzing. I arrived fashionably late, carrying nothing but a calm smile. Everyone turned as I stepped in, whispering to each other, clearly expecting me to be embarrassed. I scanned the room, my eyes landing on Megan, who smirked thinking she had the upper hand. But as I reached the center of the room, I pulled out my phone, connected it to the big screen TV in the living room, and pressed play. The video started, but it wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of me looking foolish, it showed a series of screenshots and clips, emails, bank transfers, and legal victories, proof that I had built a successful company, owned multiple properties, and quietly out-earned everyone in that room. Gasps filled the room, faces paled. Megan's smirk vanished, replaced with pure shock. Before anyone could recover, I stepped forward and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "For years, you thought I was nothing. But while you were busy mocking me, I was busy making the life you laughed at. And tonight, you get to see just how wrong you were." The room went silent, and then a voice whispered from the back, "Chloe, this can't be real." The room was frozen. Megan's jaw dropped so wide I thought it might snap, and her friends were staring at me like I had suddenly become untouchable. I could hear whispers all around. She's rich? How did she do all this? For years, they had laughed at my small apartment, my boring life, my quiet demeanor, and now every laugh came back to haunt them. I let the silence stretch, letting their shock sink in. Then I pulled up a second screen, this one showing contracts, investments, and even a few surprise business partnerships they never knew existed. Gasps turned into shock. My hidden empire wasn't just about money. It was proof that every small Chloe moment they mocked was a lie. I had outsmarted them all. Megan finally found her voice, trembling. "Chloe, this can't be real. You lied to us this whole time." I smiled coldly. "I didn't lie. I just didn't tell anyone who I really was. You all assumed I was weak, quiet, and harmless. That assumption? It was your biggest mistake." My parents, who had always treated me like the underdog, the quiet one who would never succeed, looked stunned. My father opened his mouth to speak, but no words came. My mother's hands shook as she gripped her pearls. Every insult they ever hurled at me, every comment about my boring job, every sideways glance I had endured, they were meaningless now. I had won in a way they could never take back. Then I pressed play on one last surprise. The video showed how I had quietly arranged for a major charity partnership in their community, something that would benefit everyone except those who had doubted me. The twist? Megan and her friends were listed as co-sponsors, but only on paper. Their names were used to make them look good, but every actual decision, every real profit, and every public recognition belonged to me. Their faces turned red with embarrassment. They realized they were unknowingly promoting my success while thinking they were still the ones in control. I looked around, letting the tension build. For 15 years, you thought Chloe was nothing. Tonight, you saw exactly who I've become. I didn't need your approval, and I didn't need your support. I just needed patience, focus, and a little strategy. And now, I paused, letting my words sink. You get to see the power of underestimating someone like me. Whispers turned into awkward murmurs. Some people tried to laugh it off, others couldn't even look at me. Megan's face crumpled in defeat, while my parents simply couldn't comprehend that their quiet daughter had become the one holding all the cards. But before anyone could recover, my phone buzzed again. Another anonymous message. This time, it wasn't about the party. It was something far bigger, something that would change everything they thought they knew about me. The anonymous message on my phone glowed with one word: meeting. Curiosity gnawed at everyone, but I stayed calm, letting them sweat while I made my move. I gathered my files, my phone, and a quiet confidence that only comes from knowing you've already won. Tonight wasn't just about revenge, it was about showing everyone the full picture of Chloe. I led the group to the conference room I had secretly rented in the same building where my company operated. The moment we stepped inside, the lights flicked on, revealing walls lined with achievements, awards, certificates, and screenshots proving my influence in multiple industries. I could feel Megan's knees weaken, my parents' jaws tighten, and my friends shifting uncomfortably as reality finally sunk in. Everything you've mocked, everything you've doubted, it's real, I said, my voice steady, almost cold. You thought Chloe couldn't succeed, that I'd stay quiet, invisible. But while you laughed, I built a life you didn't even imagine. And now you're seeing it all. I clicked my phone, projecting a live feed of my company's growth, my charity initiatives, and my massive investments. Their mouths fell open again. Then came the ultimate twist. I had arranged for a live call from one of my biggest business partners, a person they all respected and envied. The partner spoke directly to the room. Chloe's vision and execution are unmatched. She's the reason our company expanded nationwide this year. And by the way, Megan, your small role in the project, we all know it was just a favor to her. Megan's face turned pale, the smirk finally gone. She realized she had been nothing but a supporting character in Chloe's story all along. I let the silence linger. For years, you underestimated me, mocked me, and ignored me. Tonight, you see the difference. You see who holds the power, who made the choices, and who controls the story. Chloe isn't the quiet, harmless girl anymore. You were wrong. And now you've seen the full Chloe. Unstoppable, respected, and untouchable. No one spoke. No one could. I finally smiled, not out of arrogance, but out of satisfaction. Every insult, every betrayal, every mocking laugh had led to this moment. I walked out of that room, not angry, not seeking revenge anymore. The victory was already mine. They had learned the hard way that underestimating someone like me came with consequences they would never forget. And as I left, I knew one thing for sure. Chloe had won, and she had done it on her own terms.